Welcome to my channel, everyone. Today we're going to be doing a mindset, muscle and money vlog style video, just driven to my very good friend Jason's house, and we are now outside his gates. We're going to be taking you through a workout whilst offering loads of value, so stick around and just check out the gates here. Have a look where we are. We're going to wait for this to open. Let me get out of the car. So today we're going to be talking about being in a bubble, not distracted, laser focused in all areas of your life. 12. There we go, 12.
So these ones just up,
Yeah.
turn,
Twist.
down, and then up, twist, down. That's one.
Yeah.
We're gonna do 6.
Yeah. Look at that. Good.
4.
Come on, mate. Good.
5.
What are you going for, minimum? 10?
6.
6?
No, 6.
Good. Strong.
God. Down and then back up. Twist down. That's it. That's 1. It's hard at this point.
That was 6.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll do.
I always say on a lot of my content about me remaining in a bubble, but if you want to know the man who is an expert about being in a bubble and staying focused, it is you, isn't it?
I think I'm
You know how to
starting
do
to
it.
think that more. I worked with Laura Hamilton. Yesterday, her and her PR team, they're like, oh, we've got this guest, we've got so-and-so. I don't know who any of them are. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't watch any TV, I don't know what's going on. I don't know who's the Prime Minister. I don't know what each party stands for. I don't know who the president is. I've got no idea, mate.
Because it don't matter.
And I've lived 42 years and created a pretty decent life, and I do everything I want all the time, and if something happens, I know how to adapt and move so that I can keep living that life. And that's it. That's all that matters, isn't it? Because
You know
you're
what
only
you
here
need
for
to
like
know.
80 years, 90 years. So stop worrying about it.
There's like that whole common thing though, like people who are very focused on other people don't tend to get anything really done either. That's the other thing, like they don't...
Where focus flows, energy goes, or where energy goes, focus flows, or something, whatever Tony Robbins says. It's true, like, whatever you're focusing on, you're going to get more of that, right? So,
Yeah.
you focus on crap, you're going to get lots of crap in your life. I remember when I was 16 or 17, my dad gave me £600 cash. I'd never had that much money, right? He gave it to me for some present, and I was going to go and spend it on clothes. I went down to River Island. I had it all in my wallet, right?
Yeah.
Shops had just opened. And went in there, thinking about this £600 in my wallet the whole time. Walked into the changing room, tried on some clothes, walked out the changing room, left my wallet in there.
Yeah.
First time I've ever left my wallet in a changing room, right? And lost it. Went back, gone. Within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So you worry about something, you manifest what you worry about, right? Or what you focus on.
And there was like, I can't remember who I saw a clip from. It was like, it was quite a well-known actor, and he was like, I try not to worry about it until it actually happens. Because otherwise you just spend so much time worrying about...
If you worry about it, it happens.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You worry about going out and getting mugged. That's when you're going to manifest that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
You worry about going bankrupt or failing in business. That's when you're going to go into that business with a really pessimistic view, which all of that energy is going to be in the products and the way you talk to people.
But I think people also look for external answers in external things. Like they try and solve their problems by looking for an answer elsewhere rather than going, I might actually be the problem.
Yeah. Mate, I mean, everyone's always trying to, in the investment space, people are always asking me like, oh, I need to get like better return on investment. How can I invest my money to get more for my money? And I said, I tell you what, before you do any of that, I can tell you how to get 100% return on your money. And they're like, how's that? And I said, what do you earn an hour? What do you value your time at? What do you think you could earn an hour? And they go, £30 an hour,
Yeah.
30 to £60 an hour, something like that. £30 an hour, I go, get a cleaner. And you get a cleaner for £15 an hour. Every hour you're paying them, you're literally doubling your money.
What would you say about people who aren't working out, but they see? We've spoken about this a lot. Is people who are wanting to invest before they're actually taking care of themselves.
Yeah.
That's a big thing, isn't it?
I think working out, it's one of those catch-22s where people think, oh, I'll work out when I get more free time. And when I've built the life that I want, I can spend some more time in the gym. But actually, what I found early on is getting in the gym outside, like a tax. So you don't get to choose to pay tax; it comes straight off your money, right? So your health and fitness and your gym and all that. If you do that, it's really uncomfortable. You don't want to do it. Like, I don't want to go. I don't always want to go to the gym. You know what I mean?
No, because walking outside the house now is going to be hard.
I know, exactly. But you do it before you get you give yourself the opportunity to even think about other things. Because as soon as you start thinking about other things, you will always go, oh, I need to do that though.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to do that though. And I have done that.
Yeah.
But I just know that you get better results when you prioritise things that are uncomfortable first. And as a result of that, you then free up your, it's just
Same
magic.
with money though, isn't it? It's like when you get your money, where's it going before you start buying all the luxuries?
Exactly, yeah.
It's exactly the same, isn't it? Like you say, you're paying your own personal tax. I would also say as well, I wouldn't say I really know what's going on the outside as well. Like I'm learning it as I get older to prioritise my time more. I mean, that's something, as I've gotten older, I've realised it's something you just never get back. And I think also I'm really hyper aware that you can grow in a relatively quick time to some degree, so I don't want to waste time.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to think I could have been here had I have, prioritised who and what I'm doing with my time.
Yeah. There's a saying, you can't save time, you can only spend it.
Yeah.
You always hear people say, oh, I'll have to save the time. I have to save the time to do that. That's impossible. Time's going whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
You can only spend the time, so you have to be really aware of how you're spending it. And I think a lot of people don't realise what their hourly rate is, like what their time is valued at and what they're worth. That's really what it comes down to. And then because they don't know that, they think productivity is just being busy.
That's funny though, isn't it? Because I think that's the brainwashing of going into an interview and being told you're worth £12 an hour for the 40 hours you're here this week. And by the way, we're going to give you 2 days off. And they don't think above £12 an hour.
No.
So I think you're almost convinced and you're told, well, I don't know why everyone keeps talking about more money. I'm capped at £12 an hour. What are you all going on about?
Yeah.
It's like, no, you've got to add your own value, your own price tag.
You have to know what there's really easy, if you work out, you can work out everything you've earned, right? So from roughly I'm not talking like when you was washing cars, but everything you've earned in your life, you've got a pay slip for pretty much, or a tax return. So if you went back to 18, you work out everything you've earned. Divide that by the number of hours you spent and you'll get what you've produced. Productivity is just a function of what you've delivered for a certain cost. That's it. There's no there's no moral element. It's just maths.
Yeah.
So once you know that, you can work on raising it and moving the needle a bit and going in the right direction.
Yeah.
That's what you've got to be clear of doing. And the way you do that is you list all of the low value crap that you're doing. I said cleaning earlier. You might not be cleaning. It might be emails, might be any kind of clicky low value stuff. And you want to swap it for a high value thing, building a product, building assets, learning sales, landing pages, selling, marketing, all these things. You swap it for that, it becomes not £30 an hour work or £60 an hour, it's thousands of pounds of hours work.
Yeah.
You're doing £10,000 per hour work, because over the lifetime that follows, that's what it's going to bring you, millions of pounds.
And the thing is as well, is self-belief. So all of that, for some people that would be a little bit abnormal, what Jason's just said. They'd be like, I don't really, I kind of hear what you're saying, but how am I meant to do that? Like someone like me. You've got to back yourself. People think...
how does anyone know how to do it, right?
How does anyone? Yeah. And you have got to be a little bit nuts at times. You've got to believe your own... you know, they call it delulu, don't they? It's like the term, the phrase that's used. But you do have to believe that you can do it. Because if you're the one person that doesn't believe that you can add a higher price tag to your name or develop new skill sets, no one else is going to do it. And again, that's one thing I'm sure Jason can talk about in a minute, but I've learned as I've gotten older, no one's doing any of this for you.
No.
Like, I'm not doing the tricep pull down for Jason.
No.
I mean, I might come in a minute and, you know, just closely spot him.
And here's the thing, if you come and work with me to get bigger,
Yeah.
the thing is, I can help you get bigger, but I don't care if you do.
You won't lose sleep. Mate, my vest is coming off. I'm just waiting to get a chesticle pump.
What do you think?
No.
What do you think, eh? Yeah, so the way I look at hourly production now of my time is this has taken a lot of practice and time over the years, and belief that when I do this thing, I get this result.
Yeah.
So it has taken that. It's not like you can just switch into it.
Yeah.
But now I know, I tell myself, for every time I'm doing that, it's not that I'm not making what I could, I'm losing. I'm losing money by doing that.
Yeah.
If you're cleaning and doing stuff that, and I'm not saying like you love a car and you want to wash your car, that's amazing, right? You want to go and spend time washing your car if you're a car fan and you got a Mustang or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
Anything, like you want to cook, you love cooking, amazing, but it's just the low value stuff that you don't inspire you.
Yeah.
If you're spending time doing that, you are literally losing money.
Yeah.
You're destroying your chances of becoming free.
And fair exchange of value, like, you know, you've spoken about this a lot as well, is if you're meeting up with someone for a coffee 2-3 times a week, or you're, I don't know, doing whatever, and it's kind of just a bit of a mundane task.
Yeah.
I always work out now, what's the return on time invested? Like, what are we getting out of it?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's not selfish to say...
That's what everyone's asking themselves, just people don't like to admit that that's what they're...
the truth hurts, and I think people like to move around and sort of... They don't like to address the truth, because sometimes it's like vinegar on a cut, but, you know, if you're doing something or you're spending your time with someone or somewhere, what are you actually getting back out of it? And I talk about the same on social media platforms. You know, people spend all this time on Instagram, and 9-10 hours at the end of the week, you know, it's not all about money, but what have you made or what have you got from it? Like, what's been the progress? Like, there has to be a metric, right?
Yeah, there
of
does.
some sort.
There has to be a metric, otherwise why are you doing it? And I think there's a lot of that comes down to people assume that because someone's on social media, like they've just got everything together and everything works out for them, but it's just, it's trial and error and making sure that you're using your time wisely. You can be a creator or a consumer, right?
Yeah.
So what we're doing now, you're sharing your lifestyle, which people see as education or entertainment or however they're taking it.
And it's multiple leverage, isn't it?
But you're getting the stuff done.
Yeah.
Multiple,
isn't it?
Yeah. You're getting the stuff done. People are getting value and watching you, but the people watching you, highly recommend you don't watch him. Go and build some.
Well, do you know what, though? It's like multiple leverage, though, isn't it? It's trust building, it's credibility.
Yeah, no.
It's living proof as well. It's like the YouTube, we're hitting a workout.
Yeah, no, communities like this are great as well. You know, community's great.
And this is like time management again.
Yeah.
Planning, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jason's taken us for lunch after this as well. Because if anyone doesn't know, Jason made the Benjamins last year, so he's taking me out for lunch.
Oh, mate.
I don't know where we're going. Novikov, he said. I don't know what that is, but
yeah.
Jason's going to make me a pizza. So you heard it here first.
Definitely will.
It's so important to have a good time relationship, but more so focusing on your social relationships, like who's in your social circle, like who's in your WhatsApp adding value to your life, which then also, you know, ties into how you manage your money as well. Like, it's really...
Well, it dictates what you earn.
Yeah, exactly. So if you really go deep into it, it all adds up, doesn't it? Like, you know, some people really overlook it and underestimate who you hang around with. But it is... Were you holding on to the side or just standing?
I was, but for comfort, but you can...
Yeah,
you might have a stronger core than me, mate.
Yeah, got to lean into it.
Do you want me to drop the weight?
Mate, you done it. I'm doing it. What did you get?
8 on each arm. Yeah, I've done studies on people's earnings and who their closest connections are. Top 5. Average of the 5 people you spend most time around. If one of those is your dad or your son or your daughter or your neighbour or Bob at work or Dave down the pub, add up all of their salaries, divide it by 5, and yours will be within 5 or 10 grand of that. And the reason for that is because, and this is why I'm choosy over who I go out with. Like I don't, very cagey over coffees and lunches, and because what's in it for me? And the thing is, when you're sitting around, I'm sure people know, like you sit around with people who are earning whatever it is, 20 grand a year, 30 grand a year, 50 grand a year, whatever it might be, 100 grand a year, but you will be having conversations with people who have solved problems to the tune of 100 grand a year. Solved tax efficiencies to the tune of 100 grand a year. Have goals to the tune of people who earn 100 grand a year or 50 grand a year or 30 grand a year, whatever it is, right? So I'm not saying that you want to earn 100 grand a year or 200 grand a year or 50 grand a year, but work out where you are now, look at the people around you, ask yourself what you do want to earn to live an ideal life for you, because that's different for everyone. And then start getting around people that are, earning an average higher. And you find them people in high level gyms, clubs, bars, social club, those types of things, those member clubs and things like that. You find them in the gym, you find them at golf clubs, you find them in certain holiday resorts, and you just talk to them and they love talking.
Well, do you know, it's funny, and also listen more. If you listen, you can hear someone's vocab and what they're talking about, and then you can make a decision on whether that's the right person for you, because it's the same when, if you meet someone new or you're in a social circle, like if you're in a group of 4 or 5 new people you've bumped in or whatever, if you just listen, you'll either hear whether they talk about the news, whether they complain, whether they're not happy, and then you can be a little bit smarter to think this is not a circle I need to be a part of, because one, I'm the smartest one out of all of them, or my conversation is operating at such a high level. But also it's the same with like fitness. I think fitness is like one of those key things that you need to look the part and you need to be showcasing, because it's all about what you look like. And it does irritate me when people say, but it's the knowledge that I have. That's great, but it's like one of those things as well. It says a lot to look the part. And it's like how you look as well, and how you take pride and value yourself. Says a lot to other people.
I have very, very little time for fat people. And people are shocked when I say that, but I can't.
I've spoken a lot about that recently.
And I know there's some intellect that, if you're overweight, it doesn't mean you haven't got some great knowledge, or you're a nerd and you're great at, but for leadership, I just can't, because I think when you look in the mirror, that's a standard of everything in your life. Like how happy you are with your, and I'm not being horrible or anything. It's just, that's just the way it is. I've struggled to take advice from people who are really overweight or really unhealthy.
Well, I'm not being funny. Look at the health secretary of the UK. She's morbidly obese.
I don't even know who that is, mate.
I didn't even know who it was. I didn't even know who it was until I watched a video about this guy. It was talking about a similar thing to us.
Right.
And he said, do you know what? It might have been on Joe Rogan, actually. And he said, pull up the health secretary of the UK.
Right.
He instantly pulls up an image. Massively overweight.
Right.
And the health secretary of the UK. So
that's the leadership you got there, mate.
That's the standards right there.
So going back to your point earlier, no one cares. There's no one looking out for you. And even I really want you to do well in business, right? I really do. But it's not going to affect my sleep. It's not going to affect my sleep.
Because it's not up to you.
Because I'm living my life. And as close as we are.
And
as good friends as we are, and as much work we do together. I love seeing you succeed, but your success is not doing anything to my life.
And I say the same to people I'm working with, because the other thing is as well, if you you can't lean on someone, which is why I hate the word mentor. I think it's too owning of someone else.
Yeah.
I like consultant or coach because I think it's more immediate in the moment.
Yeah.
Where the individual, that's the other thing, like take responsibility. Like I can ask Jason a question about business and he'll give me an answer, but unless I apply the answer, I can't go, well, Jason, you know what you told me, it's not working.
Doesn't work, yeah.
And Jason will go, well, did you do it? No, I didn't.
I got a message the other day saying, is the coaching industry a scam? And I thought, hang on a minute, like, I don't even
ring
know
my
how
PT.
like how can the coaching industry be a scam? And questions like that make me
Question
sit back and
humanity.
think, is that how people think? Like,
Yeah.
you're labelling an industry a scam rather than doing the work for whatever the coach is.
Yeah.
Because whenever I've done something, I've spent money on stuff and not really got as much value as I thought, but it was still a lesson.
Yeah.
And I still do the work, and that's when you move forward. Whereas a lot of people, what I'm seeing is they're just happy to go, oh, it's a scam, therefore that's why I didn't get the result.
They want a cheat sheet.
Yeah, but they don't do anything with it.
No. They want it to be an old GTA game where you type in L1, R1,
Up, down,
triangle,
left, right, A
triangle,
star.
and you can suddenly $1 million pops in your bank.
I know.
I've tried it, it doesn't work. So the reason fitness is such a big part of my life, and also it's a big part of Jason's life, is because it's not only is it physical resilience, but physical resilience really makes you quite mentally focused because you're able to deal with more stresses. And people underestimate how much thinking time you have in the gym, that the endorphins that you release, you know, you're processing fluids and foods, you get rid of body fog, brain fog clears up. Like there are so many advantages to it. Just on the fitness, sort of the muscle and money side of it, it does fascinate me where one of the most asked questions on Google is how to make money and how to invest.
Yeah.
And people overlook how healthy are you, because if you're going to invest in the stocks and shares ISA, let's say, and you're going to liquidate that at 60 years old, are you even going to be around at 60 to enjoy it? That's the ironic thing about all of this.
You know, the other ironic thing, if you're overweight and unhealthy, right, your habits are the biggest money problem.
Yeah.
So if you make more money, you're just going to spend more on McDonald's and Domino's and drink and smoking. And smoking's like £20 a pack or something now.
Oh, it's just nuts. And that's why I got quite frustrated around, you know, everyone going, are you watching the football? And I didn't watch any of the England games. But people were going, what, you're not supporting your team? And it's like, no, again, what am I getting from it? Right. Like, I get it. But it annoys me when people talk about the cost of living and everyone's struggling with money, but everyone was betting, drinking, drugs, smoking.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest, I don't get anything from watching millionaires run around the football field.
Yeah. I mean, I'm totally with anyone who wants to do something that they love and they enjoy. And obviously, conversations like this can make it sound like you don't do anything other than robotic money-making work. But that's the magic. The magic is when you do prioritise it and you live in a bubble and you're really critical over how you spend your time, you have so much more time and spontaneity in your life.
Well, but that's the thing, right? It's Friday today. It's 9:30. Most people are at work.
Yeah.
And I know most people would rather do this.
Exactly, yeah.
So, you know,
and what are we doing? Just having a chat and a gym session.
Yeah. And some people would go, oh, well, you know, it does sound boring, like, do you not have any fun? But my God, we do. I mean, you go off and do so much.
Yeah, in my opinion, it's just about memories, life. And, you know, you got to create memories. And you get that from going out to breakfast with my family and just, you know, and sitting around a lake when most people can't. But really, it hits home when you have an ill relative.
Yes.
Because we just had our dog put down last Friday. And those types of times, right, you realise there was a guy that used to work for me and his dad was ill and he didn't want to take too much holiday near he was really ill in hospital and all he wanted to do was be with his dad. Yeah. But he was like, oh, I'm going to save my holiday till it gets really bad. You know, so I can get paid and spend that. And I thought, do you know what, mate? No, just go now. But it makes you realise, like, people live their lives not being able to be around their dog or their person who's passing away, or spend those last vital moments with people and have those last memories. And you know, that's you don't need to do that. You don't need to be in that position.
That's the there's a couple of important points there. Is that one, it's not about the money you earn, how much money you earn, but it's how far it goes and the freedom that it buys you.
Based on your experience that you want.
Yeah. But it's also having that ability to be there in the moments that count the most. And I can tell you now, because of my content talking about employment and the struggles and what people deal with and stuff like that, I can tell you now, well over 50 times, I can tell you, but I know it's well over 50 times, the amount of people that battle with their employer to get time off to go to a funeral, and they have to either swap it with Deirdre, who's got a dog that she needs, you know, and they have to actually fight to get time off for a funeral, which is really the only reason they're going to work is for their family anyway, and now they're having to argue the toss, and I think that's...
And then do you know what? They go to work when they don't want to, they miss the family member dying, then riddled with guilt. They end up killing themselves or something, or going into depression because they've got that one on them. I know that's like a real deep example, but...
You have to go there, though, to
wake up,
You know, some people go, oh, no, that's how morbid.
I've seen it happen multiple times.
And most people, it's like, why does a doctor have to say to someone who's 21 stone, you're 3 months away from dying, for them to make the change? That's...
And that's... we just take things for granted as human beings. We've got built-in inertia as well. So the more we do of something, or the more we accumulate of something, the less we value it. So if your net worth's £10 and I offer you £1 to do something for me, you'll probably go, yeah, that's like 10% of my net worth. I'll do that job. You get £1,000 and I offer you £1, you're like, I might do it. And then if you got a 10 grand, you're like, no, just throw it in the bin. I'm not doing that for £1. So the more you get of it, the less you value it. So with that in mind, you have to know that, right? So you have to. That's why people raise their lifestyle expenses beyond their spending, because they're chasing the next thing and the next thing, and you just have to sit back and go, how much do the things cost that I actually want? You know, and how far am I away from that? And what are all the things that I'm doing that are stopping me from getting that? And then just get focused, like swap them for them. And go for it. I know it sounds easy, but that is literally
But again, people don't know their numbers. Like, we talk about this all the time, is get to know your numbers. Like, what do you need every month to live the life that you would consider a good one? And most people think that it's a base or a base of 10k, because that's what social media is. It's not, is it? It's like, most people only really need another £942 to then have all this additional freedom and no worries. And that's the frustrating thing. Again,
it's been proven that anything over £6 grand a month, that like there's nothing over £6 grand a month that can improve your well-being, quality of life.
And if you need more, you've got bad spending habits, and you're spending too much.
Or you're buying things that other people want, not what you want.
That's it. Really, just try and squeeze that chest as you come up. Let's try and get as much blood as we can into the chest. 3, 4, 5.
A little bit of.
Get ready for this reward, big boy. I'm unlocking my peak performance. Okay, 27. Good.
15. Just about.
7.
Happy Friday, guys.
Right. Right. You give me the shout when you're fatiguing. And I'm going to come in with last 2 of you. Get it in your head. 5, good, strong. Come on. Get it together. Get it in your head. Meet them.
This is the last one. Ready?
Let's go. Strong. 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 Good. Good.
Fuck.
Right, one more set at 30 each.
And that'll be our 60-second set.
Yeah, buddy! Lightweight!
Push! Push, push, push! Come on, come on! Up, 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 up! And that is another reason I like having my own gym. Because you can just shout like a twat.
Oh, one more set of that.
17, yeah?
1, 2, 3, 7, 8. And now we're going to go.
Yeah.
Slight press towards the top.
Come on!
8 on 8.
8 on 8.
And a top tip while we're doing this, big stretch. Bring them in. Bring them in and squeeze. Cut it up. Close it round my fingers. Good. Top tip here is also pushing boundaries. We're pushing boundaries in the gym. Also, you should be pushing boundaries outside. Good. 8 on 8. Good. Level up the weight so that they meet in the middle. So close press and then bring them up to here. That's it, and we aim them like that. So they go down, level, and then there, good. But big squeeze. Close them up. Good. 8 on 8. Strong. Good, how many's that?
6. Oh, no, mate. No.
There we go. To failure.
Yeah.
There we go.
My chest is in bits.
Top tip, Jason.
Top tip?
Top tip.
To do with anything?
Anything, go straight off the top. Pushing boundaries, top tip.
Pushing boundaries. Yeah, well, obviously getting outside your comfort zone and doing things that don't feel the most comfortable to do initially. That's a big one. Top tip, focus on high value work. Get rid of all the low value tasks. Focus on building a full bank account and an empty calendar. That's the 2 goals in my life. Full bank account, empty calendar. Enough to fund my lifestyle and say no to everything that doesn't fulfill that.
Good. Nice and strong. Got one more set each of this.
Come on. Yeah, I just went.
It's got a big jump.
Michael Jordan, mate, at the end.
That was so funny. Minimum 15. And then when we're doing the negatives, we can probably finish on some tips, wrap the video up.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3.
I'm going to struggle with this now,
4,
I think.
5. Absolutely killing it. In Jason, we got cameras everywhere. Come on, big boy. This is the freaking life. Good.
4, 5, up! Come on! See, you got that. 4, up. One more, yep. Push! All you got, push! Dig in the feet, put your feet in the floor, come on! Up! Last set is this.
Yeah. Good. Good. Nice and strong.
One
One more.
Oh, mate, no, that's me done.
There we go.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
I reckon that's it.
Fucking good one, mate.
There we go. We got it.
Good one.
Well, firstly, we've done it.
Just about. He's stronger than he looks.
I'm telling you. Don't always watch my live stream. Tune into the full video. But look, we smashed it. This was like time leverage at its finest. But we smashed it, and we were talking about, in a very busy world, not being distracted.
Yeah.
Money management, time value, and just leverage of what you're doing each day, and also like your own values. So it was good, wasn't it? We covered
blocking out the noise. Just being focused on. For me, like when everyone asks this question, it's just like you literally get one life. You haven't got time to live other people's lives. Figure out what you want as soon as you can.
Yeah.
Figure out how much that costs as soon as you can, and then try and build the income to achieve that by being very wise with high value tasks and get rid of the low value stuff. Low value stuff's going to stop you from doing high value stuff, which means you're actually losing money towards your goal rather than moving the needle towards it. So,
and I would say, just like finishing on top tips, for me, I spoke about this the other day, I would say there's 4 traits we all really need to adopt right now is patience, discipline, consistency, and just make some bloody sacrifices. Like those 4 things, if you can get to grip with those 4 traits, because we're losing patience. I think also fast way of making money. Like everyone's talking about fast way. It's not. It's like a series of fundamental steps, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, look, someone came in my office the other day and they were like, so cool to have a studio like this, right? It's taken me probably 10 years to put little bits in that office that make it really cool. And if I started an office today, I would start it like that because I know all of those bits make a really good office, right? Yeah. And a practical and functional office. You can't just know that straight away. So you have to learn and, be around the right people, absorb the right information and apply what you learn. And then there's exponential results at the end of that. It's not like...
It's a process.
It's a process. Stop looking at people with results and just listen to what they did to get to the result. Like that. That's it.
There's a saying that I saw from this guy who was talking at this seminar, and he said there's 2 types of people. He said that there's no in between. There is a successful individual in their own right, however they define that, and then there are just distracted people. He said literally those are the 2 types of people in the world that we're living in. It's so funny because that's what we're talking about today. So from me, in your own bubble, but also I'm learning from the master who's in a big bubble, and it's for me it's a great way of living because for me it's about valuing time now. I've really learned that. So
and you really enjoy yourself more, and you're and people are close to you more because there's no distractions. Like you're just everything you're doing is for what you want to do, and that's everyone's goal, isn't it?
And top tip, well, not top tip, but I would say key point. If you know who the Prime Minister is, you're too distracted.